So I received this comment recently on a video where it said that I don't want to go to heaven if it meant that I had to worship a god solely for creating me or for being powerful, or if heaven were the alternative for a punishment that god sees fit to impose on people solely for the crime of not believing it existed. I want to address a few things in this comment and why I gave my response to hopefully show why I gave my answer, and I'm going to start with an analogy. Let's say you woke up one day tied to some train tracks and it was impossible for you to untie yourself. Now, standing over you is a person who tells you that they were the one who tied you to the tracks and that they were willing to untie you, but only if you said with all your heart that you love them and you meant it. However, if you don't say that you love them in time, a train is going to eventually drive by and do what it is that trains do to people who are lying down on the tracks. Now, while you do indeed technically have the choice to decide if you want to tell that person who tied you there that you love them, it is a coercive choice. Furthermore, and this is the important part, you didn't choose to be put into the system where you either have to express love for the person who tied you to the tracks or get turned into a hamburger. I would hope anyone watching this would think that someone who knowingly puts you into a system that can lead to tragedy when you didn't even ask to be in it and who demands your love to leave it is abusive, immature, and narcissistic. In case you haven't put it together, the tracks represent our life according to Christianity, one where there's an imminent danger that you didn't ask to be exposed to. The person who tied you to the tracks represents God, who has complete control of the situation at hand, and the train represents hell for obvious reasons. If a God that decided on such a system is real, then I don't want anything to do with them because I have no reason to hold it to a different moral standard than everyone else I share the planet with. Me and everyone else who agrees with me on this aren't objecting to that out of some dislike for authority. In fact, I used to be a devout Christian myself and have had no issue taking orders from my bosses or instructors or teachers so long as they are fair requests. I'm also not actively choosing eternal torment since, again, I didn't choose the system at all in the first place. I'm just being morally consistent, and while I fully understand the legitimate fear that someone might have if they truly believe that they're in such a system, I would encourage you guys to not try to repackage your Stockholm Syndrome as justice or fairness so you can sell it to people like me.